Very sorry for my extremely quick exit in that last video. Someone was coming up the stairs and they came in the room, so they probably would have ruined the video anyway. I'm trying to get my grandparents' dog who's trying to eat the mold. No. Stay. Sorry about that. So back to what we were talking about. The other thing you need in casting, or what you could use in place of a miniature, is this. This is clay. You can get all kinds of different. I use Sculpey. Now, this is an oven-dried clay, but I don't use it for that. If you leave it out until it becomes kind of a leather almost, it will stay in its shape, but it will not get cracks in it like it will if it goes in the oven. So I use that to sculpt things. I use it to sculpt these sandbags, so it's very useful in that. It's actually fairly cheap. I think I got that for $1. It comes in packages about that big by that big, so okay amount, but for what you're using it for, it's good. Indestructible, or pretty indestructible, within reason after it's baked. But you gotta be careful when preparing it to take the, again, precautions and always follow the directions. So now we're going to get into the actual casting part. Now I will be casting a sandbag. This is actually for Terrainaholic. He is going to do a review on my products. I'm going to send him up some samples of the road and of the sandbags, both in resin and plaster, because the road would make more sense with both, or two pieces. So I will get to it. So what I'm going to do first is show you these. I showed you them in the previous video, the two-part resin. Now I measure by the cap, and I've found that about 8 dumps from each cap will fill this easily, with a little bit left over, which is good. Now, you've got to be careful because this stuff dries on your hands, and it'll come off, but it can irritate your hands, and it can pull the skin off. So you got to be careful with that. Next is when you're finished and you have extra, let it dry in the cup. Do not pour it down a drain or somewhere else, because that will clog the drain and it will ruin the sink or whatever, because it will still cure in the place you put it in. So I leave it in the cup and just use a disposable cup, and then you can throw it away when you're all finished. But that is about it for the casting, so I will end this video, I will mix it up, and I will show you what it looks like in this mold after it cures a little bit so it retains its shape. Another thing, while casting, most resins get hot, and I found these have gotten pretty hot, is that if you hold them, it doesn't hurt, but it feels a little bit too hot to keep on holding. So I put 2 books together, about the same height, goes up to right about there, and you just place it in the tube, making sure it doesn't go over the sides of the mold. And that will prevent it from heating up, burning you, possibly, and destroying the cast, and possibly the mold, as I found out. So this is part 2, and stay tuned for part 3.